Now, Punk'd was such an iconic part of the early 2000s pop culture, and it was a major moment for good old Ashton Kutcher. With the recent drama and speculation surrounding him, he is another interesting take at how, at one point, you are beloved to then only be looked in question and understandably in a totally different way. So, how did you feel about Ashton when he first hit the scene compared to now? And also, do you think that there's any speculation to what's out there?
Um, with Ashton, I'm so ashamed to admit that I liked Dude, Where's My Car?
Mhm.
I wasn't a big Punked fan, but I watched it because it was on MTV. And I loved that 70s show. Like, didn't we all? I
Yeah.
mean, and I loved The Ranch too with Danny. I mean, I love Danny Masterson. Um, I was a huge Ashton Kutcher fan. Not a huge fan, but I thought he was good. He was a good actor. Um, and now with everything, when I started learning about the conspiracies with, the woman that he found dead, that was murdered in her home in Los Angeles, and he was supposed to go on a date with her, I thought, okay, well, that's kind of a coincidence, right?
Mhm.
Whatever. But then with the Danny Masterson stuff, that was kind of it for me. Like just seeing him write a letter saying that he would leave his child with Danny Masterson after he was convicted of raping multiple women. I thought, he's obviously a predator or something. I don't know.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
And also, what was the other thing with Ashton Kutcher? Where, oh yeah, him and Mila Kunis started dating when she was like 13,
She
right?
was 14 when we started the show. I was like 19, right?
Right.
And they're like, okay, you guys are going to be making out in this scene. And I'm like thinking like, wait, this is like slightly
I was
illegal,
gonna say that's
right?
probably your first kiss ever, right?
It was my first kiss. What if someone bet you made with Danny about our first kiss?
No, it wasn't the first kiss. It was like a second or third kiss.
It was the first. It was like the first week.
No, it was not the first week.
Whatever. Let me tell you what happened.
No, let me tell you what happened.
No. Okay, so I've never kissed a guy. So I was so. I mean, Ash was attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared for my life.
Sure.
And then he was very nice about it. He was like, "Oh, don't worry." So I was like, "Okay." Then Danny goes to him and goes, "Dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her." What would you stick your tongue in my mouth or some?
What? No.
For $10.
You're making it sound like it was like really. Okay, Dan, we had a little side bet going.
Yeah.
Like,
Which was?
It wasn't very
as to whether or not, you're kissing on the show with boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
You would use tongue, right, Rosie? I mean, you would.
It depends what kind of an actor you are, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Danny bets me like $20 that I wouldn't do it. And of course I'm like, yeah, sure, what's the deal? You know?
And then the cop showed up and you got arrested pretty much.
They should have,
He
but they
never
didn't.
did it. And
I
he
so
claims-
did.
He
I so
claims to
did.
this day he did that. I swear.
Mila,
Never.
I so did it.
He never did it?
I
so
didn't let
did.
him. I think he tried, but I think I kept my mouth so closed.
Yeah. You did the old teeth block?
Yes.
Yeah,
You didn't let her do the teeth block. You're like, oh,
Yes, he never got his.
Right? Like, what? So when this Diddy stuff came out, it didn't surprise me. And I wasn't trying to be horrible, but like I did joke to Tiffany this week now he can leave one kid with each, you know, just like drop one kid off with Diddy, drop one kid off with Dani. What what is wrong with him and Mila? Like, really, what is wrong with them? And I do think, just like everybody else, I think it's very bizarre that he has this sex trafficking organization, that he's
Our first witness today is Mr. Ashton Kutcher.
As part of my anti-trafficking work, I've met victims in Russia, in India, victims in New York and New Jersey, and all across our country.
I have a hard time talking about this issue without being emotional.
I've been on FBI raids where I've seen things that no person should ever see.
Why this cause?
I was just so appalled.
Straight ahead, please, sir.
If you don't do something about it, then who are you? It can happen to anyone. Traffickers prey on people, and they know exactly what's going to turn their trigger.
that he swims in these circles. Something I won't be surprised if something big comes out about Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, I agree. They say that he is thinking about moving to Europe to get
Mhm.
away with it all with Mila. I know he started that foundation or group with Demi Moore originally, but then rebranded it for himself. I mean, I really wonder what goes through Mila's head. I mean, I don't know if she was groomed at a young age as well, but at a certain point, you are also an adult now. You know right from wrong. She did that incredible movie that was about
Mhm.
sexual assault. I can't remember. I want to say Promising Young Woman, but it wasn't that. But they were both very impactful. It's like,
My name is Ani Finelli. Soon, I'll be an editor at the New York Times Magazine.
Your voice is simply peerless.
And in 6 weeks, I'm getting married in a lavish but tasteful ceremony. Luke comes for money.
Let's go, babe.
But I have something no trust fund can buy. The edge. Love my work, hate babies. I'm this close to the life no one thought I deserved.
This is Ani. Nice to meet you.
Mr. Larson, it's me. Tiffany.
Tiffany?
I'm working on a documentary about the incident at your high school. There are still so many questions that you've never answered. People want to know, were you a hero or an accomplice?
Imagine what it's going to be like when they find out about what happened.
How could you not tell me about this?
I carried this horrible thing with me alone for years, and it has built up this rage inside of me.
Ani, get out!
Don't touch me! I don't know what's me and what part I invented.
Your former classmate has made claims against you.
Don't talk about what happened that night.
Are you seriously trying to threaten me right now?
You have to get into the nitty-gritty details for the whole world.
Do you like your life, Tiffany?
Sometimes I feel like a wind-up doll. Turn my key, and I will tell you exactly what you want to hear.
it's like, how do you do a movie like that? And this is a movie I hope when my daughter gets of a certain age, she will watch just as a really good learning moment. How do you make that type of piece of movie and art to then support these horrible
Mhm.
individuals? And
Well,
you're a mother yourself. Like, I wonder, and I also wonder, did she do that because she felt guilt knowing what she supported? I don't know. It's just,
I don't know, and it's not an accusation, but we both know that sometimes the people that scream the loudest about being advocates for, victims are
Mhm.
actually the predators themselves.
Correct.
And I think it's a part of getting away with it and the power trip of it and like the doing it right in your face kind of thing. I don't know if that's true for Mila, but I also have a really hard time holding people accountable, child actors accountable that started working at such a young age. There's no consent involved with that, as much as, some of them like to say.
Tune into the buzz, it's the talk of the day. From Bravo shows to the latest celeb spree. We've got the tea, come sip it with me. Dani Gossip Girl, Pop Culture Exposé. We're spilling all the secrets every single